Understanding how methods make sense requires that you be able to visualize what actually happens when the code runs, which is hard because the code is just sitting there, flat on the page. But what actually happens is a process where text gets sent down inside your command, and then things happen, and then an answer gets sent back from your commands to the line that ran it. So it's a very dynamic process, and I want to try and visualize that for you right now. So I'm going to show you step by step what happens when this code runs. So the first thing that happens is Java begins executing your program with the first line inside main. So this is going to just display the number 1. Now we arrive at this line, and there's the command say hi, but the computer doesn't know where that command is defined. So it looks down and says, aha, that's where the say hi command is defined. So if I want to know what am I supposed to do when someone runs the say hi command, my code is going to jump down there. So what happens next is the input that's inside the parentheses that says Gabby, that input is automatically saved inside of the variable that's defined inside of the parentheses. So see how they're both inside parentheses. So on line 4, where it says Gabby, that's the value inside parentheses, and it's always assigned to the first variable inside parentheses down on line 12, where you're defining the command. So now we know that name is equal to Gabby. And Java is going to now run the program. So it's going to take name, which is Gabby, and create a message. So the message variable now contains hi Gabby. Now we hit the return statement. Return means send this information back to the line that ran the command. So instead of message, we're going to be returning what's inside the message variable. We're going to return the text hi Gabby. And where does it return to? It returns right back to that line which ran the say hi command. So the entire say hi command, you can imagine, is replaced by the return value. It's replaced by its own output. So now instead of saying message equals say hi, you can imagine it as saying message equals the output from say hi, which is the phrase hi Gabby. So now, on that line of code, the message variable equals hi Gabby. We still haven't displayed anything, though. All that did was it sent text back to get saved inside a variable. So now we're going to print number 2 to the console, and then we're going to do the whole process again. We see the say hi command, so we're going to have the code jump down inside say hi, because that's where the action that your command is supposed to do is actually defined. The word caller is now assigned to the name variable, and so now name equals caller. So then when we run this line of code, the message is hi caller, and then that's the message that we're going to return. So we're going to return hi caller, which now gets sent back up to the line of code that ran the command, and hi caller is now saved inside of message 2. Next, we run print statement, and that displays the number 3. And last of all, we're going to print the contents of message and message 2. So instead of printing message and then colon, colon, and the message 2, we print hi Gabby, colon, colon, hi caller. So that's the complete process. Let's look at it again, but this time, let's look at what actually happens in the console. So here's the console, and the console is the place where you can see text appear whenever it's printed. So the first thing that happens is we see a number 1 appear from the print line. Then we run this command, but this command doesn't involve any print statements, so nothing gets displayed in the console. All this command does is it creates a new message, hi Gabby, and that message gets saved inside a variable for later. So nothing's printed. Next we move down 1 line, and now we print 2. And then we run the say hi command again, and again that creates a new message, hi caller, and that gets saved inside a variable. But just like last time, nothing gets printed. Next we hit a print statement, which will display number 3, and then at the very end, we actually use the outputs from the commands that we got saved into variables, and that's where we actually display the outputs. So a lot of people were asking about the difference between return and print. Print means show the user something by putting it in the console. What return means is return means, let's go back here. So return means take a variable that got calculated inside your command and send that information back as an output so that you can save it into a variable. So returning is about sending information from inside your command back to the main method that ran your command. And once it's back inside your main, you could print it if you wanted to, or you could save it into a variable, or you could do whatever you wanted. But the important thing is you don't have to print it, because all return does is it sends the information back to where the command got run.